Welcome to Popternative, where we dive into topical discussions from the worlds of pop culture, social media, and sports. Here is your host, Peter Remoliotis, aka PD Beats.
PD Beats here from Popternative, speaking to José and Carlo about season 3 of Narcos Mexico, dropping November 5th on Netflix. Thank you both for your time.
Hey, Petey, how are you?
I am good. I'm really excited for everyone to see this new season. It's on back to Narcos Mexico. Jose, what can we expect specifically with your character this season?
Well, you guys can expect Amado's journey from being a mid-level drug dealer to being the most successful dealer, in the history of Mexico, and also having his journey in an existential level as well.
Absolutely. Carlo, first off, I do want to say thank you for Narcos. Thank you for Narcos Mexico. What did you have to put in for this season when it comes to the story that was a must in terms of when you were putting together the show? What was a must this season specifically, Carlo?
Well, I knew that there's a couple. The history of Mexico in the 90s is really dynamic. There was a lot of upheaval. There were some very public incidents of violence, of cartel violence that sort of changed the way people saw drug cartels on both sides of the border. I knew that was really important. But on a sort of like a fun level, I also knew that I really wanted to include the narco juniors, who were these sort of rich kids with great style in Tijuana in the 90s, who would sort of go back and forth between Beverly Hills and Tijuana, and eventually became part of the Arellano's organization themselves. So for me, that was something that could have been a great movie in its own right. I knew I wanted to have that, but it was also touching on these big events of the 90s.
And Jose, I'm curious from an actor's perspective, what's the mindset going from last season to this season with your character and the development and everything? How are you feeling right now with everything going on and people are going to be able to see season 3?
Well, it's very easy for an actor to just play these roles when they're well written and when the structure is perfectly done. In this season, Amado has more of a complex emotional complexity than last season, but it's just trying to play a real person. That's the challenge every time.
Absolutely. Carlo, if you think about takeaways or what you're hoping people get out of it with this season, have you started to think about that soon? Because, it's Calm Before the Storm. It's going to drop November 5th. What are you hoping people get out of it when they watch this season?
I mean, I certainly hope that people, feel the emotional connection to really the sort of ongoing tragedy of the drug trafficking business and all the sort of, I think drug trafficking has become a bigger and bigger, it's cast a bigger shadow over society. That's part of why this season we want to introduce different types of characters, have a journalist who's our narrator for the first time. So yeah, I think for me, trying to hopefully entertain people, keep them engaged, but also having people feel, how complex and important these issues are.
Jose, do you want to add to that quickly, takeaway wise, maybe specifically with your character this season as well?
Well, I don't want to give away anything. It's going to be very exciting for everyone. Well, at least I hope you guys enjoy it very much. And it's one of the things I love about this show is that it tells you where we were and where we're standing right now because of those decisions that were made by both our governments. So it's exciting.
Sure. Gentlemen, I wanted to thank you very much for your time, and everyone's going to be able to see season 3 of Narcos Mexico November 5th on Netflix. Thank you both very much.
Thanks, Petey.
Thank you.
Thank you for tuning in to Popternative. Make sure to check out our past episodes of Popternative on YouTube. Be sure to like Popternative on Facebook and follow us on Twitter.
This has been an Autograph Communications production.